Hi, I'm Zach, also known as ZmanTheVegan, a vegan singer-songwriter here on YouTube. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I am one of the people who did not give up on veganism. Although whenever I say it like that, it sounds like veganism is dying and shriveling out, but the reality is it's actually growing rapidly still. I did a little bit of research before this video and found, for example, the Veganuary of 2024, there were about 2 million participants, I think, is what my research said, and this year there were 25 million, so that's a huge boost up. Although this was just a very brief look into what ChatGPT would say, so I know sometimes it can mess up, but it sourced some vegan websites that said that, so that's a big thing. But one thing that still feels about the same is 1% of the global population is vegan. I remember reading that like years ago. Now, I guess I shouldn't just expect the population to go high from 1%, like go from 1% of the population of the world, which is about 80 million people, being vegan, to, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10%. I was hoping it would go up maybe by 2%, 200% increase 100% increase, I don't know. It would go up by 80 million people every year, at least. At the bare minimum, I mean, I'm still imagining that we're going to reach a point where there's like a huge fluctuation upward. But you know, sometimes it feels like all the vegans just went away and I'm one of the few ones left standing. Although that's kind of ridiculous to say, being that now in real life I've been to actual vegan events and I've seen a lot of vegans in real life, and every single year I see more and more vegans. I guess I'm thinking more of like online, the vegan culture on YouTube. I remember whenever I first went, like back in the day, it seemed like there were a lot more views and just active members on all of the vegan YouTuber channels that I watch. But then again, now these days there's a lot more vegan channels, myself included. There's a lot more vegan channels popping up, and there's still a lot of the older ones too that I watched. Joey Carbstrong, Earthling Ed, even Vegan Gains is still around, I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched his stuff in a couple months, but I know he was around. Happy Healthy Vegans, they're still going. So whenever I make a video title of I'm one of the people who didn't give up on veganism, it's kind of, I don't want to say disingenuous, but it's kind of just false. Because the thing is, it makes it sound like I'm one of the very few people doing that, but there's a lot of people now. There's actually a lot of people. And I guess it should be something more like I'm one of the few people who are still here for veganism, who've been here for many, many years. It's been like 8 years for me. But then again, that's not even that long. There's people that have been vegan for like 30 years or more. What about, Vegan Zombie? I can't remember how many years he's been vegan. I think it's like 20 or 30, but it's a lot. And Tim and other people have been vegan before it was even cool to be vegan. So I don't know. But one thing I do know is that there's not a lot of people in my immediate life and family, in fact there's nobody, who are vegan. And I know there's a couple ex-vegans online too. So sometimes it does feel like veganism is just dying away in certain parts of my life where it was thriving beforehand. But the reality is veganism is growing rapidly every single year still. And my passion, being a vegan activist and singer-songwriter, is growing very rapidly as well. And it will continue to help uplift this movement. And for every ex-vegan that we've had, Tim Sheaf, John Venus, whoever else has happened in these recent years, I stopped keeping up with the ex-vegan stuff. It's just, I found no reason to even watch it or learn about it. There's no reason to learn about why people are going ex-vegan anymore. If all the times I tried to explain and debunk it, it seemed like no one listened to it. So I just stopped feeding into any of it. But for every single one person doing that, there's like 100 people going vegan. Maybe. I don't know. Now I'm just making stuff up. For every one person going ex-vegan, we're going to try to inspire 100 people to go vegan. How about that? All I know is, regardless of where the world goes, whether it goes vegan, doesn't go vegan, starts to go backwards again, and then I'm the only vegan YouTuber left, probably not going to happen. But if it does happen, I'm staying vegan till the day I die. Unless, for whatever reason, it turns out that it was all wrong and that I absolutely do need... it just feels and sounds weird to say it. I need to eat animals to survive. It just... Even if that's the case, I just don't want to be in this reality then. Send me into a different reality. Because it's just... It sounds horrible. It sounds horrible. Why must we kill these innocent, fuzzy... Even if they're not fuzzy, innocent beings, even if they're not innocent, I just don't want to kill to survive. But we have to kill to survive. We have to kill plants to survive, at least. But at the same time, I'm one who values reality, even if it's a harsh reality. So if that's the case, then I would do it, but for survival. But it's not the case. And here we are causing unnecessary suffering and exploiting, abusing animals, using them for our own gain. And so I will be here. I will always be here. I will be a vegan YouTuber until I retire. Because I don't want to just unhealthily be here and just make videos whenever I should probably move on with my life. If I become like a 60, 70-year-old and I'm just making a whole bunch of videos and it's not really helping anything, then I will stop. But as long as I have this passion and these bags under my eyes. No, I've always had these bags under my eyes. For anyone who's like, oh, look at this vegan with bags under his eyes. Even whenever I was eating steak and eggs, I had bags in my eyes. All right. It's irrelevant to what my diet is. It's either stress-related or genetic or something. I just got baggy eyes, okay? It's beyond the veganism, people. Jeez. Gosh. All right. What I'm saying is, I will be here. I will always be here. I will always be one of the people who did not give up on veganism. And one of the early pioneers. I'm not that early to the game. I'm only 31. And I'm only 8 years vegan since like 2017. So it's not really that early, but... So I'm not really a pioneer. I can't get credit like that. What am I saying? I'm saying that I'm still here. And I will always be here. And that we got this. And that eventually we will go from the world population being 1% vegan to 2% to 5% to 10% to 20, 40%, 50%, 80% of the world population is vegan. Woo! That would be a day, wouldn't it? That would be a wonderful day. Just imagine it. Imagine 80% of the world population being vegan. Now, that's a whole video. Okay, that just made me think of a video topic to talk about. Anyway, That would be wonderful. I was about to flesh it out, but I'm like, I should save that for that video topic idea. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Are you vegan? Are you one of the people who didn't give it up on veganism also? Are you excited for the vegan future? I am also excited for the future. I don't want to label it as the vegan future. It's the future, but it's vegan. We're going to be vegan in the future, okay? Yeah. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. For the animals! Woo!